my name's Auden Heitzler, and I run a small business on Etsy called Sleepy Animal, where I design mysterious creatures and characters and create little fantasy worlds. And right here I have some, unfortunately I didn't have enough time to finish them, but these are two stuffed animals that I've made of axolotl salamanders. I'm not sure if any of you guys know what axolotls are. They're a type of mole salamander. Anyways, here they are. So they're modeled after some very uncommon animals, and what I try to do through Sleepy Animal is make stuff that isn't really ever made. Because, I mean, there's lots of people who like axolotls, but it's hard to find stuffed animals of them, so people who like axolotls are like, oh my gosh, they're stuffed animals. But yeah, so these are them. They don't have eyes or mouths or noses right now because they're not done. And I have their gills and tails painted because they're not completely sewn. But this is kind of an example of what I do. I also do fish. I really like fish. I make betta fish. I think everyone probably knows what betta fish is. They're those little guys that you kind of see in pet stores in tiny bowls. Those are my favorite fish. So I make those, and there's lots of people who really, really like those fish, and there's like communities about them, and so I make fish for that. Because people will make stuffed animals of those. And pretty much, I also do custom orders. Oh, sorry, this is a little sensitive. I do custom orders, and people order interesting things from me. I have a couple of examples. Okay, so what is it doing? It's scary. Okay, so a couple of examples. So someone wanted a box fish for their daughter for Christmas, and they're trying to find a box fish, and nobody made box fishes, so they're like, hey, can you make this? So I made that for them. And then someone else was like, hey, my dad has a book about intestinal health. Can you please make me Mr. Softy? And I was like, oh, okay. So I made them a cute little poop stuffed animal. And it was funny because the entire time I was talking to them about what they wanted, they didn't say the word poop once, but they said Mr. Softy and stuff like that. So, yeah. I do stuff like that. I'm going to set these down so that I can talk better. But yeah, pretty much ever since I was little, I've really, really liked animals, especially little small animals that live in the forest. I live up in Auden, the Redwood Forest. There's a whole little exhibit over there about where I live. Not me specifically, but yeah. So that's kind of what has inspired me. And I also make little characters and stuff and comics. And someday I hope to make t-shirts of little guys. I'm really excited. Screen printing. It's really fun. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do on my Etsy store. I also design aquariums and grow indoor gardens. And that would be really cool to incorporate in my Etsy or business one day, but it's a little hard to do aquariums for people over the internet. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Yeah, this little purple one here, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's a little purple axolotl. They're not actually purple, they're pink and brown and black in the bottom. Yeah.